I'm Tony Sklar with BNet TV. We are here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and I'm speaking with Mr. Neil McKinlay from Empirix. How are you today, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Excellent. Listen, why don't you give us a brief overview of the company and where you fit within the ecosystem here?
Okay, well, essentially Empirix is one of the market-leading service assurance providers today. Our history started in 1992, and where we started off as Hammer Technologies. And up until maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we were very much focused on voice over IP, call center analysis, contact center testing. We're one of the largest providers in that space, actually, along with some of our key partners, such as Avaya. We partner up with these guys. We also have partnerships in the service assurance space through NEMs, such as Nokia Siemens, for example. We work very closely with these guys. And about 4 or 5 years ago, we started to transition our business into becoming what we call one Empirix. So in the past, we're, if you like, separate small companies, whereas now we have one Empirix, so one flat architecture, if you like, inside the company, a bit like LTE networks. But we have one sales force, one organization, so that allows us to leverage capabilities and provide better solutions to our customers.
So what differentiates you between you and your competitors? What makes you the company, the go-to company?
I think the key thing is that we're seeing a strong market pull, drive, whatever you want to describe it, from being dominated by the service providers, being dominated by the NEMs, being told what you can do with your phone, when you can do it, into being very much a consumer-driven, consumer-pulled ecosystem where applications, over-the-top applications, are really driving innovation in the industry. And it's essentially what people want to do, not the technology underneath, but that brings challenges as well.
So it's funny that you should say I like talking a lot about the over-the-top players who are really the driving force right now, and definitely over the course of the evolution of our industry, of the ecosystem, it's really expanded out. There were always little different driving forces. Was the carrier driving the handset manufacturers, the handset manufacturer driving the carrier? With Spectrum, there were all these particular issues, and it looks like the over-the-top players right now are the people who are driving the consumer to push the carriers that need the infrastructure, that swallowed the mouths to get to there, right?
Yeah, that's a good summary, actually. And that presents, really interesting challenges. And I think the reason that Empirix is one of the players well positioned is that we come from a background, looking at inside the pipe, if you like, whereas other competitors who traditionally started off with GSM into CDMA 2000, essentially in the past, if you looked at the call being set up, hey, that was it. It was a good customer experience, right? But
the phone call worked. I had a great time. It was good, and it was a good customer experience.
Exactly, but now, that is not the case. And there's quite a big disconnect between the application developers, the people who are driving that innovation, and actually the underlying technology of the network. So, we're hearing about outages. Docomo had an outage last month. We're hearing about Verizon with their LTE outages. And a lot of these really come from applications and over the top. So coming from our background, looking inside the pipe, if you like, and also being able to look at the pipes being set up, all the connections being made to allow you, the user, or anyone, the user, to go to that web page, book those tickets online, it doesn't matter what. By doing that, along with looking inside the pipe, we can actually give an accurate measure of what the customer experience is, and then take that, what we call actionable intelligence, use that and shorten what we call mean time to understanding. That's a phrase I've stolen from one of our customers, is that the key issue now, because things are so complex, is that to reduce the mean time to understanding is the most important thing that they can do, so they can resolve the issues quickly. And understand the scale. Is it one customer who's having a massive problem, a really bad day, or is it 100,000 customers, 1 million customers that are experiencing that? Then that's a whole different magnitude of response that an operator has to take.
Sometimes when an operator or a carrier has that particular issue, that problem, and something blows up in the day, sometimes that sets off a chain reaction throughout the entire ecosystem, where there's preventative measures to say, hey, you're going to get it, you're going to get it, you're going to get it, and you're going to get it. This is coming down the pipe, so we've got this intelligence. We can help you stop what's about to happen because it just happened to this guy over here.
Yeah, in a roundabout way, yes. But it's also, we position our solutions, our value around, we call it the three Ps, preempt, perform, and predict. So preempt is test something, make sure it works within parameters before it's launched out to the wild, if you like.
Sure.
Then perform is analyze that on an ongoing basis and report. But then what we're working on is predict, is more predictive analysis, and our solutions are all built around that. So you can see a slow ramp up of a problem now on its own. That might not be an issue today, but if you take it to its logical conclusion, then it might be a problem tomorrow. It might affect one part of your network. It might be one vendor that you have that's got this particular problem. It might be one handset. It might be all of the subscribers who have downloaded this latest and greatest Android app, for example. And so being able to have that level of visibility and then predict based on the trends and other algorithms to say, okay, there's an 80% chance that this is going to happen and this is a consequence, it's that next step that we're looking to take our solutions towards.
So what's one of the main driving components that drives your business for the next 12 months here?
The big investment for us really is continuing to invest in LTE. There's no getting away that this is going to be the next big thing.
Right.
Strangely enough, specifically voice over LTE. We've just announced a voice over LTE addition to our solutions, so we can help customers who are really at the vanguard, and that's in North America at the moment, roll out and assure their voice over LTE implementations. And it's a really interesting time, if you're us anyway, if you're Empirix, because in the past you've got a use model that is almost universal. You get out your phone, you press the buttons, whether it's an Apple phone, whether it's an Android, it doesn't matter. You put your number in, or you go in your phone book and say, call this person. But voice over LTE, it doesn't prescribe which application should be run on the handset for IMS, for voice over LTE. So you've gone from one unified customer experience to a plethora of customer experiences. And being able to identify and analyze each different one, how it interacts with the network, because that disconnect between the apps designers and the network and the technology, again, you're just opening up the floodgates to more and more problems, more and more issues as time goes on. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen.
It's an interesting time. Neil, thank you very much for taking the opportunity to speak with us. I hope we get a chance for an update again in the future. You're well positioned in a ever-growing ecosystem that is just non-stop.
Absolutely. Thanks very much.
Fantastic. I've been speaking with Neil McKinlay of Empirix. I am Tony Sklar here in Barcelona with BNet TV.